capital B. Thank you very much. Joined as always by my beautiful bride, Jen, which I say in a different tone. And tonight we have a couple special guests in the house. We've got author, comedian, and all-around badass cyborg, Sean Walusko, here to talk about his 2 books and his lovely fiance, Cliona. Good evening, guys.
Hello.
You forgot artist.
What the fuck, man? You know what? We'll argue about this while we play a song. This is Bad Morta, Debt to a Witch. Throwing it back.
You didn't introduce Stormy.
Oh.
Stormy's very clearly in the shot.
And my dog, Stormy.
Look how offended she is.
She loves you.
She's behind her eyelid. She's very offended.
I thought we were here to talk about books.
How many viewers do we have?
Well, we're still holding strong at 3 right now.
3. Hi, all 3 of you.
All 3 of you.
I'm not even one of them this time. But I can.
What's up, Madam J? See, and it's even one of her girls that showed up. And she thinks you're a little shit, just if you didn't know. I'm sure she tells you repeatedly every time she sees you.
Yeah.
So, not you, him.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a little shit.
You're a little shit.
There is a reason my nickname for him is Shithead. He's my shithead.
There are several reasons I'm sure your nickname for him is Shithead. So, either way, what's up, everybody? We're here.
Who's my little cream pie?
I got a toaster strudel over there. I mean, never mind. Yeah, we'll start having those conversations because there is a petition going around that I'm sure will be brought up as soon as our resident hussies get here in the chat. But anyway, so
I like sluts.
I said hussies, not sluts.
I said sluts.
Well, I don't
Sue
know.
me, motherfucker.
I don't know if I can bring you any sluts, but I certainly always have hussies around. But anyway, here we are in the lunch hour talking about Sean Walusko's 2 books, one of them brand new, the other one being about a year old.
I wrote it like 5 years ago, but it's been through a lot of revisions and edits.
No,
so.
you wrote the second one, the Bloodlines of Chaos. That one.
Oh, Bloodlines. That one's new.
That one's new.
The first one is a revision of a 5-year-old book that came out earlier, like last year.
So the two books we're talking about tonight are the Hellverse series, Shadows of the Abyss and Bloodlines of Chaos. Now, this is... I'm going to let you explain the description of it.
No.
Because, you know what? Like, I don't think I can do this shit justice. I will back you up. I will come in at the end and kind of second you, and then I have a bunch of bullshit-ass questions. Because if you didn't think that was happening, you didn't remember whose fucking house you were coming over to. So go ahead and explain your book and just keep talking. Don't even bother looking at the screen while I bring back that song I forgot to fucking load up.
Where do I fucking start? Okay, so it came from an idea that I had about wanting to delve into the origins of mythology and specifically hell. There's not a lot out there. We have our own stories, mythologies that everybody believes in, but nothing really tying everything together. Plus my love of ancient aliens, because I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
But it was aliens, huh?
Ooh, who's that?
Don't worry about who that is.
No.
Just-
Is this one of the hussies?
No, that is not one of the hussies.
43? I'm getting sidetracked.
Just keep talking about your fucking books.
You put a half-naked chick on the screen. I'm very easily distracted.
Talk about... Yes, I'm aware of that. So anyway, as you were saying...
As I was saying, she's only 43.
Demonology and aliens.
Dude, she had that arch going.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that ass. Oh my fucking god, babe.
We weren't even sharing the screen on that one, so the viewers at home didn't even get to see that.
It is
So.
describing it.
Go on YouTube. It's one of the YouTube ads, and it's some chick doing yoga, working out. She's got a little crop top, and that booty was popped up.
And she's only
Bro.
43.
And she's only 43. Dude, she's got at least a couple of years of pumping going on. Anyway, so... By the way, this IPA is the most generic IPA I've ever had.
Speaking of which, go ahead and hold up as close to that camera over there as you can, because it's way.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
dude.
it's way over there. Usually it's right here, but I had to figure all this.
Are you trying to see my arch?
Yeah, maybe I am, Sean. Maybe I am.
I'm not quite 43 yet, but I am easy.
No, well, that's that.
And I'm very protective and I'm stabby.
You know what? You deal with this. I know he's not in a band currently, but he was in a band, so there's a little bit of gayness you have to deal with. Don't believe me? Just ask my wife over there.
I'm okay with that.
Well, and that's all it is. Just it's some bro job shit. All right. It's not weird. It's the boys. So anyway, back to Shadows of the Abyss and the story of around the Hellverse series, please.
Nice segue. So, hold on, I need another drink.
Stop avoiding the topic.
I'm not avoiding shit. No, I wanted to write something pretty much that was by a metalhead for metalheads. And I wanted to do it in kind of a style that was more 18th century literature, kind of, not so modern. I hate to say it, modern stuff I find kind of fucking boring.
Okay.
It's a lot of it's all the same. Modern detective finds out that werewolves and vampires are real in New York, Undercity, urban fantasy. I'm done. Or if I read another fucking horror story that takes place in the middle of the woods in New England, I swear to fucking God, it's a lot of it's all the same shit.
Okay.
A lot of it's good. I grew up reading Clive Barker, Richard Matheson, Philip K. Dick, a lot of the greats, a lot of stuff nowadays. I'm not trying to say I'm better, but it's I want to do something different.
Right, different.
Yeah. So anyway, I looked more towards influence from Dante's Inferno, or Dante's The Inferno. Part of it's the Paradiso, Inferno, Purgatorio. I don't care if I pronounce it right or wrong. I wanted something that was really, really, really rooted in the occult. So I started looking at that, Babylonian mythology, Akkadian mythology, biblical mythology. I'm calling it biblical mythology, not the Bible.
That's fine.
And Greek mythology. All my favorite. dude, how many metalheads are into mythology and demonology and all that kind of shit? All of us.
All of us, yeah. It kind of comes with the territory. We a lot of us are history nerds, and if you're into history, you're gonna be into mythology.
I guarantee you, me, every band in the scene, or everyone that's ever been in the scene, we've all written a song about Lord of the Rings at some point.
I have never written a Lord of the Rings song, but I'm not saying I haven't written things that are similarly themed. Now, that being said, being as you segued off, so
point is, we all love to have our stuff rooted in mythology. So, go ahead. You wanted to segue.
Well, I was just going to say, so bringing it back to
This allows me to take a drink.
Hellverse specifically, as you have started to allude to, there is a combination of like demonology and the I don't want to say theory, myth, whatever you want to call it, of creationism, mixed with the theory of ancient aliens. I mean, as you said to me before, I was barely 3 chapters in, and you basically blew the whole thing wide open, and we're just like, so yeah, the Seraphim Greys. So the Seraphim are the ancient alien style Greys that we know about, and are always rooted in. Whenever you talk about aliens, the Greys are always the first ones mentioned.
Alien abduction.
Yeah, and so you went with the Seraphim being of the Greys, the Abyss being, and the god of the Abyss being Leviathan. So there comes your Clive Barker roots, and I know Hellraiser's your franchise, just like Puppet Master's mine.
I technically took Leviathan from the biblical Leviathan, which he also took from the biblical Leviathan.
Well, the biblical Leviathan is
a sea beast creature thing.
Actually, the biblical Leviathan earlier in Job is referred to more as. Oh wait, no, that's the behemoth. My bad.
No, see, I told you.
My bad. The behemoth is what's possibly a dinosaur.
I haven't gone to the behemoth.
You're absolutely right. Okay, my bad. So yeah, you took the biblical Leviathan and of course Hellraiser, and then there is so many references to all the mythology. You see cameos from Cerberus, Baphomet, Lilith, aforementioned Leviathan, of course, Azrael, our hero, as it were, of the story, Gabriel, Raphael, some of the Seraphim, I wasn't sure if those were names you concocted or if they were all
Old Testament.
All Old Testament choir of angels. So Moloch, Jidriel, like I sat and stared at that one for a while. And
they're in there. So basically what I did was I saw between Babylonian, Akkadian, Christian, all these mythologies, there's a lot of archetypes that fall under the same, like the same. For example, the Archangel Michael has a flaming sword in all artist renditions. Whether or not he does or whatever, it's a thing. You see an angel with a fucking robe and wings and a flaming sword. That's the Archangel Michael. The god of war Ares, flaming red hair, a flaming. It was a sword. It was what other a gladius. He had a flame. Was it gladius? Ares had a flaming sword.
Yeah, it was a gladius because Roman.
Ares had a flaming sword. Roman. I guess to an extent, I'm sure I'll be corrected by the fucking Celtic Vikings, Skull Thor dude bros that have their braided hair and their Triskelion tattoos.
Well, if Lenny comes rolling through here, he doesn't have braided hair, but
I don't give a fuck.
Sure.
The weekend Viking LARPers that think that because they have 1/10 Norwegian, they're somehow a modern Viking. Thor, to an extent, was the Nordic god of war, god of thunder, but the war bringer besides the fucking Morrigan. So I'm like, okay, they all have something, whatever it is, in common. They have. What if it was based on one being that just went by people just saw him as different names? So I'm like, okay, I found common denominators, common grounds for all different beings. Okay, Satan, Lucifer, Hades, was it Japanese? Akuma, Egyptian would be Apophis. They're all basically the devil.
Right.
That's my Azrael, my main hero. It was all based around the fact that it's one central character that is seen in different ways by our eyes, by our mythology. So this story is supposed to take place billions, whatever, however, a universe before ours. All this shit happened. They had gods fighting, interrelationships going on, and everything that we're interpreting is like trace memories. And one culture sees it one way, another culture sees it one way, but it's all based on the same origin story.
The same central
story. So that's what I researched my characters, and yes, I took liberties. So not everything's going to be a one-to-one exact telling recreation, but it's like
Right, because to
I
the
thought-
best of my knowledge, Lilith was just Adam's wife kicked out the garden for being rebellious. She wasn't being fucked by multiple crazy tentacles while she birthed multiple demons.
She was, though, had to be satisfied sexually and like was supposed to sacrifice babies every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's a lot of work.
That's a
The-
lot
Yeah.
of work.
Yeah.
The
No, she was sexually rebellious in her original mythology.
That's
I
why-
know she was sexually rebellious.
Yeah,
So,
but
that was
there was like the orgasm was really rooted in her mythology.
That's why I had it to where
yes, but creepy tentacles coming out of pools.
I mean, this is Sean we're talking about.
Fair.
I had her.
And we'll dive into that here in a moment.
I wanted to do it to where she was a living portal to an extra dimension that held this lost born god from Gnostic creationism. That she's getting fucked, she orgasms, her own throne tears her open, and her flesh becomes a portal to another world. Yeah, it's a really erotically violent story, and I'm working on the third book, and oh boy.
Well, and that's I wanted to touch on that too. Like, it's erotically violent, erotically violent. It's like, I'm sorry, I like just even saying those words is kind of ridiculous to me, and to the fact where
Fuck
like
you too.
there was there was a lot of
Oh, we got some comments.
okay,
What?
Madam J.
What is the statement? This is Sean we're talking about. Answer everything.
Because if you know Sean, it does answer everything. And one of the reasons I decided to do this is of course, anybody who knows me knows I support my people, and Sean is my people. He asked me today if I want to be a groomsman, and apparently he was supposed to ask me like 3 months ago.
I've been so fucking busy. I've been so fucking
We've
like,
spoke multiple times.
what the problem is, I think I told you outside. I thought I asked you months ago, and didn't remember if I did or didn't, and I thought I got an answer. I'm like, let me just double check. It was me double checking. No, honestly.
Like, did you scroll the whole chat and be like, nope, didn't ask him? Like, all right, I better hit him up now.
I was afraid I was going to run into nudes.
Wait, like in our chat between each other, like you would.
You never know. We've been drunk a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I would be hurt if I sent you naked pictures of myself and you didn't remember. Like even in a negative way. Like,
What's the next band you're playing?
fine, we'll get back
I'm kidding.
we'll get back to talking about erotic violence
after these messages.
after these
Listen to our own commercial right now.
after these messages from Nordic Frost. And by the way, this track was released today. So this from our boy Brian Lewis and the good people, which is him, at Nordic Frost with A Lucid Fever Dream on gunmusicradio.com. Lunch hour. Oh, wait, that's the wrong button.
Jordan's very nice.
And we're back on the lunch hour. That was Nordic Frost with, oh my God, I forgot the fucking song title.
It's something in Norwegian black.
Oh, A Lucid Dream.
Awesome song. But Brian, dude, AI art, come on, AI.
And this coming,
Anyone using AI art for anything, I don't care if you can't afford. You're a graphic designer, dude.
one of the best graphic designers, I might add.
Dude.
He just designed our brand new Nothing But Losers shirt, which has all of our ugly mugs. So if you ever wanted your, your favorite fuck ups on your chest, we got you covered.
Stop
I just ruined your wedding gift.
with the stop with the fucking AI bullshit. I don't give a offend or what I say. No more fucking AI. It's not art. You're not an artist if you use AI. I'm sorry. Doing this on a prompt is not the same as drawing, even on a tablet, on a computer, doing something. It's not fucking art. It's not.
Speaking,
And it can't even be copywritten anyway. So if I see anything that's AI, I don't know if I've been trained on it, so I consider it mine. I will use anyone's AI art to promote my own stuff legally. I don't make money off it. Stop using fucking AI.
speaking of AI, what's up with this Chad McDeadlift guy following you the fuck around on social media?
Fuck Chad McDeadlift.
I'm
I am tired of his fucking ass following me everywhere. He's stealing my lines. He's stealing my stuff. He's stealing my style. He's saying go out there and get some, and it may or may not actually be me.
May or may not. The jury's still out on Chad McDeadlift.
Chad McDeadlift is a fucking asshole, and nobody should follow him.
No, you should follow Chad McDeadlift because there's another book coming out that's going to be by
Shut-
Chad McDeadlift. And it's
Hold on. Chad McDeadlift's writing a book.
Oh, he wrote a book. It's about ready to come out. It's getting edited right now.
Oh, really?
Apparently, Chad McDeadlift wrote a comedy anti-fantasy.
And real quick, we don't endorse Chad McDeadlift on this show.
No, fuck Chad McDeadlift. Do not search him on Facebook under Chad Big M Little C Deadlift at all, who may or may not be trolling me as myself. Do not search Chad McDeadlift.
Yeah, no.
Or all the big titty AI chicks that he follows.
God, that guy, all that guy does is AI, thinking it's some kind of like funny anti-AI thing by tagging Midjourney and AI artists everywhere. Not like he's stealing other people's AI and using it for himself.
Don't follow Chad McDeadlift.
Don't follow Chad McDeadlift. He might take your shitty AI art and use it for himself.
But there is a fantastic book that is coming out with
Yeah.
Chad McDeadlift.
Which actually was not written by AI. That
No.
I have inside sources.
You have inside sources.
Yeah.
should-
You have
you need-
journalists on
yeah.
this.
Yes, I have journalists. I know Chad McDeadlift personally. He lives in my gym.
You live.
He goes out there and he gets some. He may or may not have cream pied someone today.
Chad McDeadlift did.
Yes, he's a power bottom, so I hear.
Okay, that's just once again just what your sources are revealing.
Yeah,
to
he's
you.
got that Snickers dick vein.
Rocking the stickers, dick vein.
Yes.
So you can definitely say Chad McDeadlift is ready for Gray Sweatpants season.
Chad McDeadlift invented Gray Sweatpants season. He's got the angle of the dangle and the
And the swang of the thing, huh?
uh-huh.
Okay, I was gonna say my wife seems to have an opinion on this. I have not seen you get this riled up tonight.
Oh, he's got the hearse in the purse. He's racking up them bodies.
I don't have any opinions.
You
on
like the gray sweatpants season?
Everybody likes gray pants. What? Gray sweatpants season. What's the ABV?
She's getting flushed.
No. Last show was all about Gray Sweatpants season, and now there is a fucking petition for me to send my wife's half-naked pictures to two of our friends, one of which who we're going to see here and talk to in just a moment, that apparently any naked picture of my wife should be sent to them so they can use them as her lock screens for their daily bursts of serotonin.
Who is signing this petition?
13 signatures on this petition.
Ooh.
Do not go to my profile and look at the petition from last Sunday. If you are friends with the Mistress of the Macabre, Ellie Von Grimm, do not go to her profile. If you know Bailey, do not go to their profile and do not sign this petition that will make me and my wife have to pick out an outfit for me to send butt pictures to those two pecker checking hussies.
Yeah, but half naked is not full naked.
It's
Which
up to her, all right? Like,
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of have a kink for bottomless.
see, really, because I have a kink for topless. I'm the wrestling and titties guy. Yes, thank you, Addie. I do appreciate you were thinking of me when you chose that top. That was very gracious of you to think of your handsome, humble heavyweight host.
You know what I love? Cleavage is great. I love cleavage, but at the same time, cleavage is a lie. Cleavage is a lie. If you notice a lot of my artwork, which I brought my art book for you, I like the upper cascading boob line.
Okay.
Like the
separation.
The separation line. Yeah, it shows how tits really
are.
It shows them how they really look. And if they have a nice, I call it the mountaintop. If they have a nice mountaintop that leads up to like fucking an Everest, like she's got a nice little Everest going on, you know they're gonna have great tits. That perfect teardrop shape. Cleavage, they could have fucking cucumber hangers, watermelons, or little tiny raisin beaters. You won't know because it's pushed in and it's fake. Now, that's not to say that I don't like cleavage. I love cleavage.
Okay.
Some girls have natural cleavage.
Yes.
Where it's like their tits are so big, the cleavage is there, but it's one of those things where you don't know for sure.
It's gambling.
Until
It's
you
like going to Vegas.
Until you actually
Take a
see
shot.
them, which is why I really truly believe in the term tits or get the fuck out.
See, around here it's tits or go the fuck home. But either way, same premise.
Yeah, but she lives with me.
Would she
Where's
go to
she gonna go? The bedroom?
the other room?
Tits or go to the other fucking.
Well, I mean, what's the difference between that or tits or get the fuck out? It's the same thing. You're still saying leave the room.
The backyard is also out. You can still fuck in the backyard.
Or the front yard.
Or the front yard.
As long as you're not trying to get the cops brought in.
Okay.
But see, me personally, I'm an underboob guy. Like, I'm big on the underboob.
I like underboob. Underboob lets you know what the sag looks like.
Well, see, and that's the same. It's the same
heavy,
thing
yes,
as cleavage
yes, it
from,
is.
as the Mount Everest from the reverse angle.
I am so sorry, ladies.
It's the bottom
Anyway,
of the iceberg. I ain't
so,
fucking
like, the
sorry a
underboob-
bit.
I don't know. Like, you need to tell them about Hero Quits.
Yes, that book will be coming out soon, and it is horrible. It is horrible. It's terrible. It's if you love fantasy, you'll hate it. If you hate fantasy, you'll really hate it.
So either way, you're gonna hate it.
There's a fairy orgy.
There's a fairy orgy. There's a dragon orgy. It's an extended fairy.
What is with you and the necessity to write creature orgies in your books? All right, no. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the fucking spoiler here. So when they show up and meet Lilith, like everything around her is orgying. Yes, that is the proper term, orgying.
Yeah.
And like it's like, bam, orgy over here, orgy over there. Like the demons are in the pool doing the orgy. Her subjects are over there doing the orgy. She's getting banged out by tentacles. Like, you know, if you want to go through this portal, Azrael, I gotta get mine first and bear witness to this orgy. Like, you gotta stab me with your giant fucking blade dick. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Which I guess is the point of this show. We just jumped to the end, and then we're gonna do a long end.
I did not grow up watching Disney movies.
Even if you did, I could just see you turning them into this. Like, I can't wait to read or see the Sean Walusko version of The Little Mermaid, where there's fucking dolphins, bottlenose banging out Ariel and shit.
So hold on. Oh, where's the dog? Move. Watch out. Speaking of which, I actually have a hold on. I do have a short horror story compilation coming out on a publication company, which I won't mention yet because it's being optioned to a couple of them. But yes, there is a mermaid story in there.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I read your vampire story.
This one's like 6,000 words instead of 1,000.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. It's it goes there.
Of course it does. Of course. I mean, I even remember when I read your post, which was literally I finished Shadows of the Abyss, and like in the day, I took a day break because I'm like, you know what?
Okay.
That's a lot of demons and fucking
I'll say this.
And fucking abyss sex and all this crazy shit. I need a day off.
There are two things. All right. There are two things that our species. Why do I sound like I'm on a fucking philosophy podcast now? But no, all right.
This show is anything we want it to be. That's the beauty of independent.
There are two things mankind has always had throughout its history: sex and violence.
Yes.
The two things I will have in everything I write and draw: sex and violence.
And real quick, before you go on further, if you notice, he kept pointing down, and that is because Sean showed up to do this very show and gifted me the artwork of Sean Walusko, Monsters and Maidens. It is a full book of all the fucked up shit this man has drawn, which I have been hanging out watching forever. I mean, a little bit of backstory on me and Sean as boys. We met each other about 12 years ago, 11 years ago, something like that. I was in Berlin since you were in Zombie Death Stench. All was like, you guys were the big dogs on the block at the time. We were the young upstarts that didn't even have a fucking bass player, which you took pains to fucking talk shit about as often as you could. And then you actually saw that we had a paraplegic that could shred, better than most, a girl singer who, though she didn't have the best stage presence, could move. And then yours truly back there conducting the train, fucking just having at it. And a singer who, as you took great pains to tell me, looked like a Walmart greeter because he always wore that blue vest.
I did want to ask if stuff was on sale.
Well, I mean, and where you could get the cart.
Did you keep your receipt? Can you show your receipt?
I keep all my receipts.
Go to customers. Go to guest services over there on the right.
I keep all my receipts and my restraining orders.
So, and of course, you guys were the ones who started doing the big stage shows, which, as you saw, that was something I was into.
Stop glitter dicking me. Just get to the point.
My point is, we've known each other for all these years, and you've always fucking been like this. This weirdo who's just like, oh, fuck, man, sex and violence, sex and violence. I write songs about sex and violence. Now I write books about sex and violence. I draw things like Monsters and Maidens, The Dark Art of Sean Walusko that you can buy on Amazon today alongside Hellverse. Both books, Shadows of the Abyss and Bloodlines of Chaos. Do it as soon as this show ends. Go out and buy you some. Or all three. And this is why I told you I should be the guy doing the audiobook. Not some fucker you sign. I should come hang out with your recording equipment and do all the voices, even the women.
Oh, what's the women sound like?
You know what? Until he agrees to sign me on board, you're not going to know.
God damn it, babe.
Well,
there's negotiation tactics.
Here's where I come from. There's already so much out there right now that has a lack of sex and violence. I'm trying to fill that gap.
Trying to bring it back.
Trying to bring it back for people that want it. Obviously, if you don't want it, don't read it or don't look at it. But if you're like, God damn, I'm tired of all these fucking bullshit homogenized superhero movies where it's at a PG-13 level. Yay, there's another CG fight of lasers and aliens and shit. Where are the fucking titties, dismemberment, beheadings, gore, badass fucking fight scenes? Main characters dying.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there.
There's still some, but it's kind of died off.
Well, what I was gonna bring up, because you just said badass fucking fight scenes and dismemberment. One of the things I do really appreciate about your book, one of the Amazon reviews called it a love letter to horror. When I first said, hey, bro, let me check out your book, and you're like, here's the link, go ahead and buy it, but I'm going to tell you right now, dude, and you've always been this way, you don't have to buy it just to support me. If you're not into horror, I'd rather you didn't buy it because I don't want you to buy something you won't like. And I'm like, okay, dude, I'm a horror guy, but, I appreciate the heads up, and your honesty's always been, that I think that's where I was kind of going is, aside from being a weirdo who draws sex and violence, writes about sex and violence, both in book and music form, you've also always been a very straight fucking shooter. And that being said, one of our favorite mutual things in the world is Predator.
Oh,
Hold on.
Predator may or may not be. It is one of the best cinematic experiences of all time. But going forward, before you go on a tirade, is the fact that most of your fight scenes don't read like a horror fight scene. No.
They read like an action movie. They read like Predator, essentially. Or, and what made you decide to blend that style? To blend an action movie fight scene alongside a horror fight scene?
I don't like to stick to convention. It's the fact that when something in a story, when something horrific is happening, Personally, I like it to be portrayed, or I like to portray it in a horrific way, whether it's dismemberment, mutilation, something non-consensual. It's horror. It's supposed to scare you. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to offend you. When it comes to action, when it comes to a fight scene, I'm not when I'm watching something, I'm not there to see an action movie fight scene for a horror element. I mean, like, all right, we can take like an action horror movie like Underworld, and it has like there's horror elements, but the action scenes,
it's more of an action movie.
It is more of an action movie. But when I get to the action, I like to describe it as like, you know what? This is a fight scene. I'm going to focus on the actual combat, the fight, the techniques, what they're doing when they're fighting. So I'm going to describe a fight scene as a fucking fight scene. If there's a love scene and there's sexy stuff and sex involved, and it's between two characters that care about each other, it's going to be an erotic fucking love scene. If it's a
you
horror
throw a little violence into the erotic love scenes, like I caught that.
That's because I'm also into kink.
Okay, well, and then the other thing I thought was funny is all the things you'll say, all the words you'll write, and all the horrific things that you will describe in ridiculous detail. Whenever someone grabs someone's ass in a sex scene, you always utilize the term rear end.
I didn't say rear end all the time.
Every time.
I did.
Count it. Only in those scenes. And there was one in a fight scene too. Someone took a stab to the rear end, or a stab or a kick to the rear end.
So it's funny. All right. So the first book, it was actually a creative decision. The first book, I actually tried to keep.
Just keep talking.
The first book, I actually tried to keep what I call foul language, like the fucks and shits and fucks and cunts and asses and bitches, that kind of stuff.
All the shit you can say on here.
All the stuff I say there. I actually purposely kept it to a minimum because it was supposed to be more, I want to say, old school, biblical kind of.
Well, like you said,
like proper. I want to say.
Well, like you said, you tried to go with the 18th, 19th century.
Yeah. So the first one was more about. There's only one human character in the entire book, actually. The rest of it's gods and monsters and creatures, that kind of stuff, and they have no need to speak like that. And even in like a preface in the very first page, that the following tale has been translated into like our tongue, and this isn't really what they're actually speaking. They're not speaking English. It's just what our interpretation is, right?
Right. No, even when you describe the seraphim, they're not really talking. It's more of a humming speech.
It's a humming communication. It's a sound vibration, sound frequency. The way they actually talk.
Right,
so,
but you even made the statement that when they spoke, that was only when they spoke between each other.
When they spoke between each other, it's not the way we speak. It's just the book is interpreted in English because it's a fantasy thing. So when I got to the second book, there actually is a world with human characters, and it's a human populated world, which is why in the second book, there's a lot of cursing. There's a lot of foul language. There's a lot of calling each other like you fucking piece of shit, fuck. There's that stuff.
I don't think you went that far, but I get you.
But I mean, there's more of it in the second book. But when you notice like the divine characters, the demonic characters, the angelic characters, they don't speak like that.
No,
they don't need to. The humans do.
They speak from that booming voice of authority that you would expect.
Yes.
Like Moloch is all, and you shall feel the death of the blah, blah, blah. Like you hear that, when you read it, and you did a good job of conveying that. One of the things I really appreciate the most is your rich detailing. See, when you mentioned earlier that it pisses you off and you don't want to read another fucking horror story from the middle of Maine, that as somebody whose favorite series admittedly is The Dark Tower, because of the rich detail. Like, don't get me wrong, there are many times that Stephen King, if he utilizes that detail, 4 pages later, you're just like, what the fuck? Reading American Psycho. Once I got to the second chapter on the new Whitney Houston album, I was a little pissed off that I spent that much time. But
I like Harlan Ellison.
Yeah, but those moments in that book pissed me off. My point is your
you
attention...
missed the point. You missed the point of that section.
No,
I know what you're talking about. In American Psycho.
Yes.
That's because it turned out that entire section is okay.
Well, no, I get what you're saying. The point of that entire section was once again to illustrate how boring and plain Jane and focused on this album, because this is the type of shit he's actually into, and he's that boring, which is why nobody suspects him. I get that. It still bored the shit out of me, and I didn't want to hear about Whitney Houston's new album for a second fucking chapter. Go ahead and...
If you read it a second time, he's not actually talking about Whitney Houston. He's going off about it, but that's not what it's actually about. That's one of the few parts in the book that is a dead telltale giveaway that he is a true psycho, and it's all in his fucking head, because he's using that as a catalyst to talk about something else. He's using it as a catalyst to talk about the fact that he wants to do all these horrible things to all these women and all these people he works with, that he's so over focused on this album that he's fooling himself into thinking that he's a good person.
That he's normal.
That he's normal.
Okay.
Reread it again.
Okay.
The first time I was bored as fuck. So I'm like, dude, this is one of the most boring fucking things I've ever read. I don't know how. I'm glad they cut this from the book, from the movie, and I'm glad they just had the Huey Lewis kind of thing, which even then it wasn't even the same song from the book, I don't think. No, it wasn't. But they changed it for the movie. Then rereading it in the book again, I'm like, oh, I get it now. I get it. He's fucking insane.
Well, that was kind of the point of the whole thing. But no,
reread that part.
But my point is, your attention to detail is very reminiscent of some of King's work, where when you are transported to this world, once again, I referenced...
I got that attention to detail from H.P. Lovecraft.
Well, see, and that was my next one, was Stephen King drew a lot of influence from Lovecraft. Like, a lot of his interdimensional blah, blah, blah is very Lovecraftian.
It's a mix between Lovecraft and a lot of fucking coke.
Yeah, and it's self-admitted. Now, so what are you mixing? Because I know you're not into cocaine. Is it just pre-workout?
No, he's just super hyper focused on details. This is just his it's a personality thing.
I wanted to make sure. All right,
You're not blaming the 3 chicken breasts a day?
No, it's a personality thing. His mom is the same way.
He got me away from his mother really quick because I started talking to her. And I'm the kind of person that, you know me, I can just hang out with anybody. And I was about to sit down and have a conversation with Sean's mom real quick. And he'd already put me in an uncomfortable position when he had me we had agreed I was going to sub in for a show, maybe a small tour for Mark.
Yeah, you told me about that.
They didn't quite explain this to Mark. So me and Sean go to pick him up. And as soon as we get there and Mark's girlfriend clears out the room, he puts his food down, looks vaguely in our direction, because, well, Mark, and goes, "So what the fuck, are you kicking me out the band and you bring my replacement to tell me?" And thankfully, Mark couldn't read my lips, because I'm looking at Sean going, "Son of a bitch, like, how the fuck were you going to drag me in?" And he's just like,
no.
He's looking between the pair of us, and he's like, "Dude, Dave," and he starts being like, "No, dude, it's just that I don't think you understand that. Dave helped me out here." And I'm just like, "Dave helped me out here?" So I just tell Mark exactly what I thought. "Look, man, my boy said you were hurt. My boy said you might not be able to do tour because, you know, the insulin can't be kept on ice when you're going through the deserts of Utah. He asked if I could lend a hand. I came with him to pick you up because I thought you were going to show me some tricks." "Oh, really? That's it?" "Yeah."
Yeah.
"Fuck, let's go to Sean's and play it. Fucking shred." And we never even jammed. We did some fucking workout drum drills together, me and Mark on roll pads, but we never actually got to shred because this motherfucker was probably talking about Shadows in the Abyss 8 years before it existed. And then he had to show off his fucking Hellraiser collection.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, he does that.
Like he showed it to me when I got there, and then when we got back, he found more stuff. I think he planned this. It was like a sequel. Like how he's writing a series of books. It was a series of showing off his shit.
You know what the horrible thing is? I don't actually plan anything.
I'm the planner.
No. I'm. That was a good IPA, by the way.
You want another beer?
Sure. I really don't plan anything. You know what it is? I plan on trying to plan stuff, and I never get to those plans. So I do everything last minute. I'm not even kidding.
Like asking me to be a groomsman.
Yeah, like this is Sean. I'm the planner. I'm the one that gets everything planned out.
I thought. Hold the fuck on. I thought I'd asked you like 3 months ago, and then I realized, I was planning on asking you, but I never actually.
Well, I also got drunk and got myself some more
Bridesmaids.
This is also the more
That-
the second most Sean beer. I'm gonna try it though because I didn't get to try his last one.
I think that's a lot. That's a lot of where the
It's another fucking IBA.
That's a lot of where the misinterpretation about me comes in. It's like, oh yeah, Sean's this mastermind plan. Hold on.
You don't plan shit.
I am an airheaded dude, bro.
Yes.
Okay, that when stuff comes around back to me, and it seems like there was this huge conspiratorial master plan that I was going to do this. No. I'm just kind of a dumbass at times. No, really. Like, I was like, oops, I forgot to mention that. I didn't plan on shit. And like me showing off that Hellraiser collection, it was more like we came back to my place and I was like, oh, dude, I forgot. I'm gonna show you this stuff. This is cool. Like, look at this, and then right. I get what it is. I get caught up in the moment. So there's literally zero planning involved in anything in my life. Zero. It's literally all caught up in the moment. I'll watch this. Hold on. Right now,
I like how you told Addie to hold on before she even like moved.
So I'm working on my third book, and it's just fucking scattered notes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my planning is scattered notes, and I'll get to it. Like I'm making chapters.
I don't think we would have ever gotten engaged if I didn't drunkenly go, babe, I want you to propose to me.
Yeah, just did.
Is that how it happened?
That's exactly how it happened.
Well, no, and for those of you who don't know, they met. Now, did you guys meet at a loser show?
We met at a loser
show.
show.
You met that first time, right? Like
yeah.
the first night, and he immediately was on you. Like I remember because that was only like the second or third time I'd met you.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, Sean shows up and he runs over bear hugging me because we ain't seen each other in like 6-8 months. And then next thing you know, I am quickly forgotten because the group of chicks I'm talking to includes you. And like all of a sudden by the end of the night, I looked over and was like, okay.
I'll give the short.
Like it was obvious right there and there. Y'all play.
I'll give the short version from my point of view at it. I was working security at the hospital at the time. I had a shit day at work. I had to pick up 5 dead bodies and bring in 4 helicopters. Each thing takes 1 hour. I have an 8-hour shift. That's 9 fucking hours. I was done. I was not going to come out to the show. I'm telling you, I really was not going to come out. Somebody, I'm not going to say who, texted me to try to come out just for reasons. Shut up. No. I will not go into it.
Okay, maybe once we hit the record button, I'm going to make you go into this.
I came out anyway. It's like, all right, you know what? Maybe I need to get out a little bit. Cool. Came in. I was minding my own fucking. Again, I had a shit fucking day. I really did not want to be there.
You could have fooled me because you walked in because that was the time when you were gapped out. You weren't showing up for a while.
I was too busy working out, working on myself, blah blah blah.
Right, and
being a fucking man whore. Anyway.
Well, see, but like I was saying, you didn't seem like you didn't want to be there.
No.
You came in, and as soon as you started running into those of us. Like you were enthusiastic. Every time I saw you after I stopped seeing you on a weekly basis, when I started seeing you like every couple months, like you were so fucking happy to see me. It like I don't want to say like, hey, I didn't want to hang out, but it always made me feel good that you were so fucking happy about it.
For that year after I had a very, that wasn't bad. It was sloppy as fuck breakup, and still going between back and forth on other things. I was mostly coming out to get away is what it was. So when I came out to that show, I remember I got a beer that I wasn't even planning on drinking. It's just a beer, just to have something to hold, just to be like, I'm here at a fucking show. And
I'm at the bar. I might as well grab a beer.
So I remember I was standing by the edge of the stage. I didn't want to say anything to anybody. I said hi to a couple people. And then I saw her staring at me, and I'm like, why the fuck is this chick staring at me? Like, I thought there was some shit on my face or something. I don't fucking know. I went outside. I was talking to you, and then I think I did. This is how I remember it. I mentioned like, dude, I had to bring in a bunch of fucking dead bodies today, and this and this.
You did?
Yeah, it was good. No, because it really was. I was delivering discretes from the floors into the morgue that we have. I'm sorry, morgue. The holding. It's a fucking morgue that we have, and.
We've been missing a bunch of comments, by the way.
So and then this little big booty goth chick, get yourself a big booty goth chick. Well, I did. This little big booty goth chick comes up like, dead bodies. I'm like, what the?
Where did you come from?
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I thought to myself, I'll be honest, I'm like, oh, she's cute. Oh yeah. Talking to her, and then when you started talking, and that's literally how that's all it was. It wasn't anything more, anything less. It was just a show I didn't want to come to. I came anyway. I saw friends. I ended up starting the night off isolating myself, and I really was, because I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere at that point. I was incessant with the gym. I was working on my first book. I was working on putting an art book together, doing art for other people. And I honestly just kind of wanted to be left the fuck alone.
Sorry, I wasn't going to let that slide.
I wanted to be left the fuck alone. And then all of a sudden, I said hi to friends. I said hi to people that I cared about. And then she showed up, and I was like, okay, we exchanged information. I think I did ask you for your Facebook? We started talking about mythology.
You asked my name. Like, hi, I'm Sean. You introduced yourself like 2 or 3 times because you were so tired you didn't remember that you introduced yourself to me.
Oh, I was tired as fuck.
Yeah, I could tell you were fucking tired. Like that night I was forcing myself out of the house because I didn't want to end up in I knew it would be good for me to go out and see friends, but I also had a massive fucking migraine. And I was like, you know what? I haven't gotten laid in a long time. I'm gonna go and try and find myself something.
I'm not gonna say how long it was for me.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna go and find something fun and just like give myself a chance to have fun.
It was a couple hours for me, and I was feeling kind of low. I'm kidding. It was a couple days.
Well, you brought this body.
Yeah, well, and
Yeah, he did.
well, and that's why I was looking. I'm like, oh, he's standing out there by himself. Okay, I wonder if he looks like he's probably single. I'm like, he's attractive. I'm like, I'm watching his body language. I'm like, okay. And
Clearly nobody likes him. I'm going to give him a shot.
Oh,
I didn't mean liked you in that way. I mean just liked you, period. We already discussed I liked you, so we know this is bullshit. But
yeah, and then
we're not here to say nice
we go
things
outside.
about each
I'm
other
saying
more,
goodbye to people. He comes over and he goes, "Hi, I'm Sean." I'm like, "I'm Addie." And it's like, and then he goes and starts talking to you again. I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And then comes back and he's like, "Hi, I'm Sean." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Addie." He's like, back over to. I'm like, and then he starts talking about eating lunch in the morning. Excuse me. Tell me more.
Oh yeah, eating. Okay, I had lunch in the morgue because I was waiting for the coroner to show up because I was at capacity for our freezers. So I'm like, I'm waiting for a coroner to show up because I work with the coroner to come and take some of them out of our freezers so I can make room for the other ones I had to pick up on the fucking floors to bring down because I had no fucking room left.
So you're
I figured
laying them out on the floor?
No, I'm not laying them out on the floor. No, come on. Jesus, dude. COVID, but I figured if I take my lunch in the holding freezers, not in the freezers, but in the air freezers.
So now he's got to tell the entire story.
If I take the lunch there, then
He's focused on detail.
I know he's very focused on detail.
Well, my thing was if I left somewhere else for lunch, it'd be any minute the coroner would show up. I might as well just do it here to wait for the coroner. Because I know, like, the minute my lunch is over or the minute I take lunch, he's going to fucking show up. Because they're busy, too. That's exactly what happened. The minute my lunch was over.
Can I go back to the story?
And that was it.
I know. But so we started talking. He asked, he's like, do you have a Facebook like 2 or 3 different times? I was like, he's freaking tired, obviously.
Yes, very tired.
Well, I mean, I didn't get your real Facebook for like 6 months myself.
Because I'm very like I don't know. I'm a kind of a private person.
Right.
Like it's.
You were the. I asked for your.
Hey. Enough. I asked for your. Hey, we're telling the story here.
Yeah. So, but by the end of the night, I'm driving home. I send a text to our friend Reese. And I'm like, "Is Sean single?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, he's not going to be long. I'm going to snatch that right up." And then I sent him a text going, "Hey, you want to go out sometime on a date?"
So the point is, if you had a shitty day, had to pick up 5 dead bodies, have a huge migraine, fucking got to call 4 helicopters, or you got to enjoy your lunch with the dead, go to the show. Go to the show because you may meet the love of your life, and you might have nothing but losers playing your wedding on a Friday the 13th.
In October.
And I remember because it was the night I walked in. I wanted to give Madam Jason flowers because she just lost her mom recently. These two do that because now they're trying to impress you.
She's super jealous. She's like, oh, Maggie's out here.
And so, and I remember walking in, and I hadn't seen Sean in like 6 months, and I knew you guys had been dating, but it was just as COVID was ending. And like I walked in, Sean gives me a hug, and I don't think he said another word to me before pulling me back and going, "Hey, you guys are gonna play our wedding. It's on Friday the 13th in October in 2023." And I just went, "All right." Like okay, here's a flower for Addie and Dana and Ryder, because I'm not, because I don't care if you're packing junk. Like you're still getting a flower because you need some confidence boost before you go on stage. And now here we are, 2 weeks out. Apparently, I'm a groomsman, and we can't bring out the thongs until after 8:30.
Yeah, the Mormons.
Thank you for saving me from being a man whore.
And also, my boss is gonna be there, and my coworkers. So.
Oh fuck!
I am warning you. Dave Bell may take home one of your coworkers.
Probably.
I don't think so. They're well, I don't know. I don't think so.
By the way, this is exclusive to Barnes & Noble because Amazon does not allow. Can I show stuff?
Yes.
Does not allow.
It's art, so we aren't going to get zucked.
Ooh, hold on.
Yeah, you're like, in that case, let me find the most fucked up thing I can show.
Amazon does not allow stuff like this.
Which this is a also an audio show on Gun Music Radio, KGMR Gun Music Radio.
Oh, for those of you listening and you can't see, here is a picture of Persephone getting fucked by Hades and a painting of Cthulhu that I did.
Well, and Hades is in demonic form.
In demonic form. Yes, so all the paintings here are uncensored on Barnes & Noble. Full penetration. Can I say full penetration? Dave, I want to say full penetration.
First of all,
full.
I don't care I don't care that you said full penetration. I'm pissed off that you just called me by my fucking real name.
Lunchbox.
One word, capital O, capital B. Thank you very much.
Anyway, Dave. You know what the nicest thing is? My two favorite words in the English language. Two favorite words. And is the best thing ever. This is better than fresh pizza or a bacon burger.
This is frightened.
This is better than like just seeing tits. My two favorite words ever is when you're laying down next to your girl or boyfriend, whichever.
Whatever you're into.
Whatever you're into. Right before that moment of initial penetration.
So
I thought
I think it's important to note that this guy right here, this fucking I must be brutal all the time, has been around me long enough that I've gotten him to get him to say things like Skippy Dippy.
He's always said shit like that. Like Sean has always given the illusion that he's this crazy psychotic action movie horror freak, and he is, but he's actually a rather decent human being. Like,
don't say I'm a decent human being. Stop.
Yeah, you are.
Stop.
So,
I wrote some of the most horrible, deplorable, violent scenes in 2 books. If you're a metalhead, I wrote those books for metalheads specifically. Hellverse.
Oh, to the comment that says what's really going on, that is a question of like a lot of things in our life. What is
let alone on this show.
Right.
So either way, the 2 books Sean is referring to are once again Hellverse, Shadows of the Abyss, Hellverse, Bloodlines of Chaos. A 3rd book to be released soon, the Monsters and Maidens, the dark fantasy horror art of Sean Walusko. It's out there, man. Sean's out there on the grind, doing art. You can even check out some of his old music on Spotify and YouTube. Zombie Death Stench. I'm actually a fan, dude. On I think it was our 2nd show, we played Dark Star Creation.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I do like the last 2 albums we did. I mean, obviously the recordings. Any band will say it could have been better. It obviously could have been better. I like the way Bloodbath sounds a lot more than Infected. I think personally, I can talk about it now. I think we kind of rushed Infected. I was going for the same sound of Bloodbath because I I don't think we really could have improved on our formula because I'm not. Let's be honest. Every band has a formula. Once you find your formula, stick to it. That doesn't mean that you can't be artistically creative, change things up. But when you find a formula, don't fuck with it, at least until you have the budget to fuck with it. I mean, look at a lot of like long-term legacy bands. What's the biggest example?
Slayer.
Slayer. You know what though? No matter what anybody says, Slayer has been consistently good throughout the years, all the way up until their ends. And
I am not a Slayer fan. Like straight up, I am one of you can.
I'm out.
I'm leaving this conductor.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. If you are a Slayer fan though, they have been consistently good. Metallica has had their ups and downs.
See, the only real true down I believe exists is Saint Anger, and it's just recording.
Okay.
Other than that, I have been
more than just recording. The song structures and songwriting was a little.
You know what? You ever listen to Gershok's reimagining of Saint Anger?
No.
It's actually rather incredible, and it's what Saint Anger would have been if they would have recorded it properly with some minor changes so they could dodge copyright. And it was genius.
Point is, not a lot of bands can pull off. Say, well, like Devin Townsend has pulled off over the years, because
comes back to Devin.
When you're talking about artistic creativity and artistic freedom and changing things up, love him or hate him, he's kept things interesting. He's always kept things in a way that I want to listen to it, even if it's going to be complete noise. It's like, wow, at least this noise has structure.
Well, and there's a consistency, is I think one of the things you're looking for. Like I said, Slayer, consistent. Metallica, like I said,
very inconsistent.
See, I outside of the bullshit that was Saint Anger, I think very consistent. Different stylistically, but consistently solid. And that's where you were going with that. Is you wanted to keep a consistency with your formula for ZDS, but you kind of jumped the gun and kind of tried to put it out too quickly.
The actual riffs and songwriting to this day, I still like the songwriting and the riffs. I'm not going to lie. I do. The production quality, I think we could have done better. Bloodbath, I will say, listening to it again, I think I listened to it like maybe 2 years ago, just to listen to old times. Like, you know what? It's punchy. It's heavy. It hits. I like it still. I really do. Obviously, it could have been better. Everything could have been better. But for what it was, it fit that raw kind of tone. Infected, it almost seemed like...
You tried too hard?
It seemed like a step above a demo, but a step below a professional album. Or maybe 2 steps below a professional album. It's still good. It still has a good sound to it. It still sounds clean. It just doesn't sound full, if that makes any sense. Bloodbath sounds full and clean. It just doesn't, and it's punchy. It just doesn't have the higher or the lower end frequencies that a lot of like professional albums have. And honestly, it was due to a budgetary thing. And I know some people like talk shit behind our backs and talk shit about it, and I accept that. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
I don't fucking care.
Everybody hates everybody.
Everybody hates everybody. But at the end of the day, there were local bands that I supported. Local bands I thought, honestly, should have gone somewhere like more than where they were. One of my favorite local bands.
Give me some examples.
Sworn to the Black. I will say right now, and it's not to get cred or this or that. At the end of the day, I listened to Sworn to the Black, like live. I was like, dude, they need to be farther than they actually were.
Agreed.
They really do. I'm not going to say like, well, we should have been. I think we were good. I think we were on a path to get better. We were never going to be that extreme death metal band. We were more like a monster rock, horror rock, creature rock, regular metal, not death metal, not extreme metal, just regular baseline metal band. But Sworn was one of those, like, they should have gone farther than they actually were. Cursed with their
one of them lineups.
What I was going to say, I might get this wrong.
Who
I
was
don't
the
know.
singer?
You know what the horrible part is? I don't even fucking remember.
What do you look like?
I was so fucking busy on the merch booth. I don't remember who the singer was. I know at one point Anthony was, and I don't remember.
Still is.
Still is. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I've been so busy. I work in a fucking hospital. I work in the ER on the floors. It's hard for me to follow the scene. I don't even know what's going on in the scene.
Right. You didn't even realize there were venues throwing shows, which you will be at October 28th when the losers come home for Halloween at Persuasion Brewery on 7th Street with Adenomia, Beheading of the Queen, Somebody I'm Forgetting, headlined by Nothing But Losers. And the real question is, which loser family member will I be this year?
Okay, again, I'm at the point like, who, and who? But...
Keep talking.
Wait a minute. Where's this brewery on 7th Street?
7th Street.
Okay. I worked at the Fat Cat. Fat Cat was on 11th. Then there were shows. What was that place on 9th?
Palm Gardens?
Yeah. Now it's on 7th Street. In 5 years, is there going to be shows? What?
That's which loser family member I'm going to be.
Don't say it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in post-production.
So wait a minute. All right. Now it's on 7th Street. So what? Once that place closes down because Modesto's closing fucking everything down, are there going to be shows on the fucking freeway overpass?
Yeah, under the Lion Bridge. Let's go.
Jesus fucking Christ,
in the
dude.
trailer park. Bring your bass.
My God. No, I actually, my favorite was the scene. I don't want to say when we were in it. The scene from a little bit before we actually got into it, 2010 to 2016. After 2016, it just kind of, there was Spinnakers, there was other place, and then it just kind of died down for a little bit.
It's cyclical, man. Like things get old hat.
But no, honestly, after having these IPAs are fucking strong. From the top of my heart or bottom of my heart, I really do hope a lot of the bands in the scene make it to some extent or go somewhere. Honest, I really do. And I will say, being like signed to an indie national, it is an indie kind of label.
Turkey Vulture.
TVR. They rebranded. It helped. It really did help. And it was cool. They treated us really fucking good. They really did. It helped with album sales. It helped with song play sale. It was worth it. I'm not going to say like we were hot shit. We wanted to do something no one else was doing. And God forbid, holy fucking shit, I wanted to promote us and put on a good stage show and give someone entertainment. We got shit about like, oh, you guys are only getting fans because you wear fucking makeup. Or because like, who gives a fuck?
All right, first of all, fuck the makeup. It was the hot dancing chicks we were all about. All right, let's be real.
Like, let us do what we're fucking doing. Worry about your fucking self. I don't give a fuck.
As somebody else who you watch do multiple stage sets, giant blue puzzle pieces, suits and ties, like, dude, I embrace that shit. I believe first and foremost, we're entertainers.
What is it? Losers just playing Modesto a fucking again. Let them. Who fucking cares? What is this? Here's my question. What's going on in this town fucking anyway?
Yeah.
There's nothing else happening in Modesto. Might as well go to a fucking show. And that's where I was at that point.
Well, and at the time, 9 times out of 10, we would intentionally stay off of shows.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, when the show was on Saturday, we get the phone call from the promoter, who of course is a friend of ours. Hey man, so-and-so dropped on us. Will you come and close the night out for $100?
I will say,
yes. We live. Everybody except me lives around the corner.
Is Mike still watching?
He might be.
Hey Mike, if you're there, I want to.
Yo, you owe Sean $20.
No. Hey, Mike, if you're watching. So, for those who don't know, there was a huge misunderstanding in the beginning of how we knew each other. It was something that a former band member said at a show that made me say something at a show because I was giving false information about being paid or not.
Is this another one of those moments where someone apologizes to Mike Vanek on my show? Because this is a running fucking theme. Anyway, hey, I'm sorry. I thought you were a dick, Mike Vanek. You're actually a rather cool brother. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, somebody told me about how somebody told me in a former, I'm talking about not even a band member that I was in the main line of the band when we were signed, a former band member before all the bullshit that I haven't talked to in fucking years. Piece of shit, by the way. This band member told me, yeah, we're just refusing to get paid. I was pissed off because I was kind of drunk. I thought it was Mike's fault because he put all the blame on him. I thought Mike was a fucking piece of shit, this and that and everything, and I said something that I shouldn't have at a show. It wasn't even anything super bad or anything like that. It was just something off the wall. Anyway, it turns out he was wrong, gave me wrong information, and over the years, afterwards, once we made up, Mike's been a cool guy. You know what? Nothing but respect for him. So that's my long drawn out thing into Mike. If you're watching, thank you.
If not, he's going to be the one programming the show on Gun Music Radio at 8 p.m. on Monday evenings. Hang on.
Stop with the plugs.
I can't. They're nice enough to put our show on the air. They're nice enough to hear people talk about Hellverse, Shadows of the Abyss, and Bloodlines of Chaos. Available on Amazon right now, alongside Monsters and Maidens, the dark horror art of Sean Walusko. All for sale right now. I'm sure there's even a trio combo pack you can get. I got the double for the 2 novels. But anyway, I forgot where I was fucking going with that.
What I was
the plug on Gun Music Radio.
What? You're supposed to talk about gray sweatpants and cocks.
No. I was saying Gun Music Radio at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're on the Eastern Seaboard, it's 11 p.m. And otherwise, if you're anywhere in between,
eat shit. Figure it out yourself.
She likes watching dicks swing in gray sweatpants.
Who doesn't?
What I was saying was, whatever bullshit started between Mike and I, which again was between that misunderstanding. Mike has been a very cool person to know, a very good friend when I was in the scene, and yeah, he's pulled through for us. And I gotta say, like, thank you, Mike. No, honestly, to Vanek.
The most important guy in Modesto metal history.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me somebody better.
No.
But moving forward, because we're actually already over time, so we got 2 things left.
It's already been a fucking hour?
We're at an hour and 16 right
You
now.
talk a lot.
No, actually, it's been a great show. I want to do more interviews. And Sean, you're welcome back anytime. We might even do a hot shot fucking short episode at your wedding because Friday nights when we record. But you know what? Someone decided they wanted to get married. And you know what? We couldn't miss that. And now I really can't miss that. And so
you got my bachelor party's on Friday, bro.
And we got a bachelor party next Friday. So look for this next episode here, maybe tomorrow night. We don't know. But real quick, before we get to all the final plugs,
buy my uncensored art book. If you like demons and porno,
he's got both.
Demons and porn.
So speaking of demons and porn, here's the mistress of the macabre, Ellie Von Grimm, here to give you a fucking death fact, because there are 2 things we can't not do on this show, and here's one of them.
Fun death fact. There are roughly about 300 cryogenically frozen bodies in the United States right now, hoping that one day science will be able to bring them back. And although the rumors have spread, Walt Disney is in fact not one of them.
Walt Disney was cremated.
I will be 301.
Wait, whoa, what was that, honey?
Walt Disney was cremated. And then someone from like a tabloid came in and was like, I saw his body in a fucking alien tube or whatever. And it just got blown out of proportion all these years later. He's not frozen.
So you went and did the research as the research department.
I did.
And found out that he was never cryogenically frozen.
Yes.
Not it came up like we thought it did.
Nope. I don't remember the guy's name that said it, but boo that man.
Well, because my main in Mortal Kombat's been Sub-Zero for the past 12 years, 20 years. Holy shit. I'm going to be cryogenically frozen. Only to come back as Sub-Zero.
Okay, so that is your death goal.
My death goal is
cryogenically frozen and come back as Sub-Zero.
My death goal is to become part of the Lin Kuei, and if it's not real, to actually start it to be the real life Sub-Zero. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Addie. Cryogenic freezing or not?
I want to be buried and turned into a fucking tree.
I will fuck a tree. That's where the term tree hugger comes in. I'm going to sap all over you. Oh my God. You're going to get my molasses hardcore. You know what? I'm even going to branch out. I got more. You want some more?
Yeah, let's keep it going.
You want I'm going to count your rings while I'm fucking you.
Okay.
That was kind of crude. That didn't have the style. Like, I was thinking about spreading some roots or something like that. But, I mean, you went with the fucking ring.
Roots.
I will acorn and nut all over you. Yes, I'm gonna fuck all the squirrels that are in your tree.
You're not.
I'm gonna have like a one-man orgy to whatever tree you're in.
You're
or
not.
on.
You're not gonna, caress the limbs.
We are
Branch out a little bit.
How drunk are we?
Not that.
Yeah.
So
No, this is a regular everyday conversation in our house.
it's a regular day every conversation on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get my art book on Barnes and Noble. And
read the title. It's not only a visual show currently. It'll be an audio show on Gun Music Radio.
Monsters and Maidens.
The dark horror art of Sean Walusko.
It is all hand drawn.
Come see Cthulhu's pussy.
Not AI.
I haven't actually drawn Cthulhu's pussy yet. I'm going to do that.
I'm
now.
disappointed in you.
It is all real art drawn either by pencil and scanned or on a tablet. No AI bullshit, because I don't have to type words in to make my art. Actually drawn, no AI fucking garbage, because AI is garbage. And if you use AI, fuck you, fuck AI, and fuck everyone who uses AI, because I have had art stolen by AI. And if you use AI, it's mine, and I will fucking use it.
He did warn you.
I did warn you. I'm going to go on a fucking rant, because this is 20 years worth of work I've put into this. And for you AI using assholes to use AI on your fucking album covers, I'm not picking on anyone. I'm talking about everyone that does it.
But
a lot of you guys do it.
We might have mentioned Brian Lewis earlier.
No, Brian's a cool guy. No, Brian's fucking awesome. I love Brian. I'm talking about there's other people on my friends list that use AI to promote their bands and use artwork. Like, oh, it's just fucking AI. Fuck AI.
And
it works on the back of people like me that do real fucking artwork.
So buy Monsters and Maidens, the dark horror art of Sean Walusko. Go out and get you some of fucking Hellverse. There are 2 books available right now. They are Shadows of the Abyss and Bloodlines of Chaos. There's the graphics right there if you need the picture assistance to pick them up from Amazon. And Sean, what's next for Sean Walusko, the author?
Hero Quits. Hero Quits. Tell him about Hero Quits.
What's next is I am not writing a book under a pseudonym that may or may not be Chad McDudlift called Side Questers, because side quests are the one thing everybody fucking hates.
Or loves.
So I'm calling it Side Quest. Chad McDudlift is calling it Side Questers, the Hero Quits. It is bound to offend literally everyone. If you're on the left, if you're on the right, if you're in the middle, fuck you.
Tell them about
There are fairy orgies and dragon orgies.
Wait, I gotta read about dragons, fucking fairies.
Let's put it this way. I have a part in the book where the president is a literal orange.
Chad McDeadlift.
A literal
has
orange.
a part in the book where the president is.
The president.
And there is a council of Karens or Karens.
There's
a complaint of Karens.
The Council of Karen. Get it?
Well, if I didn't already get it, Addie kind of blew your cover.
Jesus Christ.
So,
fucking A.
And,
So anyway.
and what else?
There may or may not be a book not written by me under a pseudonym coming out. And I have a short horror story compilation that I'm looking at a couple publishers that might be coming out called Vanitas Diabolus. A Vanitas is a collection of skulls and books and stuff on an altar. And it's about the devil and the devil's blood. And it's short horror stories that has the mermaid thing you were talking about. And
no, it was the mermaid thing you were talking about.
You brought it the fuck up.
I just said I thought your Disney version would be some bottlenose banging. All right.
There it's a little bit more gruesome. Intestines are used as a rope. Anyway,
you do that in every book.
So anyway, there's a bunch of short horror stories. It's a strip club in hell where a girl's vivisecting herself on stage. Anyway. If you like extreme, deplorable gore and horror and disgusting shit, that book is going to be coming out. I'll post a link on my Facebook page and whatever publication. I do have one publisher that's interested, a traditional publisher that's going to be taking it. So that will be probably my first traditionally published book. Prepare to be disgusted, because that's what I do.
So in the interest of being disgusted, we always end the show with a J-Dub track.
Legal. Law.
So this is from the first band I watched him in. This is Sunday's Dilemma, and I even think Sean will dig this song because
I probably won't, but who is it? I'm fucking with you.
This is Sunday's
I'm
Dilemma,
fucking with you.
and the title of this song is Bruce
Is
Lee.
it satanic death metal?
No,
God fucking damn it.
but it's Bruce Lee.
Oh, fine. Eventually.
You little dick, fuck your pussy, cause smells like shit. Fuck you, get up on the floor, spit the time on your face, so you need to learn no more. I don't need slut, that's what I'm fucking saying with I don't need slut. That's what I'm fucking saying with I don't need slut. That's what I'm fucking saying with I don't need slut. That's what I'm fucking saying with fuck you, you like sucking dick. Tickling the trip, so you're sucking damn shit. Fuck you, I never did. Get up on your dick, get better. What did you want to find? Wondering inside my mind, tripping over every line. Happy to you. Fuck you, one like something, cause I get the time to get to the room in your face. Fuck you, one like a they cry. Just for that bitch, take a look in the eye. I don't need slut, that's what I'm fucking saying with I don't need slut. That's what I'm fucking saying with I don't need slut. That's what I'm fucking saying with I don't need slut. That's what I'm fucking saying with fuck you. You're making me sick. Now I'm just a prick with an exploding dick. Fuck you. Now I'm in a fight. Cocking your mouth. You can cry. What did you want to find? Wondering inside my mind. Tripping over every line. Me too. I can't believe you made me cry. Wipe off your face so sweet. Smile. Look at me and I'll drain my thing in your hair everywhere. I don't care. You say why? Why? What did you want to find? Wondering inside my mind, tripping over every line. Happy to Next.
Bruce Lee by Sunday's Dilemma on the lunch hour. We're getting ready to get out of here, but before we do, I thought you were going to stick around for this story. We got like 5 minutes. We got like 5 minutes. So Sean and Addie decided to come, as you know, we're not doing this over Restream. They decided to come out here
Well, hell yeah.
for this interview. And you had a description of the drive to Los Banos, so go ahead.
On the way out here, I noticed that we had to pass through Elm Street, Crystal Lake, Haddonfield, and we ended up in Texas Chainsaw Massacre territory. You live in the middle of butt fucked get killed.
Okay, see, here's how I like to describe it to people. You get off at Lander when you're on the 99,
Oh God.
and you just keep going until you feel like you're lost. And then you go till you feel like you're a little more lost. And once you hear the banjos start playing, you'll come to a stoplight, and then you go up one more stoplight, make a left, and there's my house.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. I left a turn or two off because I don't want people knowing where I live.
This was partly Deliverance country, just a little bit.
Next time I'm bringing my banjolele.
You act like this is the first time you've been
No.
here.
My asshole isn't that
Well,
sore,
this is normal for me.
and I didn't hear any pigs squealing.
I grew up in
So-
the middle of buttfuck nowhere. So the town that I grew up in, there was no movie theater. The only things that there were to do were party, or if you were like me, you went mountain climbing.
When's your next show again?
The 28th.
28th at Persuasion Brewing Co.
We're
on
going.
7th Street. You're going.
For her? Maybe not so much for her, but I will do anyway. I will wear gray sweatpants.
I'm not revealing what I'm wearing because that would reveal which loser I'm going to be.
There's a
for
costume
Halloween.
party. I'm trying to decide which costume I wear
There-
because
There's a costume contest.
I know that's what I'm saying. Is like you haven't have you like do you have any idea of the costumes that I've made over the years in my costume closet
I
that I
am
have backed up?
I am only wearing gray sweatpants so I can see her fight off a bunch of bitches.
So you're coming out to get some.
Yeah.
So on that note, go head on over to Amazon, buy Shadows of the Abyss, Bloodlines of Chaos, Monsters and Maidens, the dark fantasy horror art of Sean Walusko.
That's
Why
on
did
Barnes
you
and
have to
Noble.
put? Oh, that one's only on Barnes and Noble because Amazon doesn't like Cthulhu's pussy.
No.
And once again, this is the lunch hour on Gun Music Radio, KGMR Gun Music Radio, no longer on the Radio King Music app, starting today.
Oh, fuck us, right?
No, we're actually moving to a bigger platform.
Oh, then don't fuck. I'm gonna fuck her again.
Well, I mean, you do keep writing about these weird ass orgies in your book. So if the
I have a lot of sex in my books.
if the music,
and it's really violent sex.
I'm saying, if the radio community wants to have an audio orgy, let them.
Yeah. If you like, the books were influenced by Conan the Barbarian, Dante's Inferno, and Cradle of Filth.
But
Oh, and you know what? There's a little video game series called Legacy of Kain.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that in post
Leg-
because we gotta go. We're at an hour 31.
buy my books and get your violence jerk off on.
Jerk off to violence, right here on the lunch hour. Gun Music Radio. See y'all next week.
There's a fucking quote.